Here we are, week 5 of the high school football season, and it was another hot night for football. Hello, everyone. I'm Dom Tiberi. Welcome to First and 10.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Some hot action out there. Big games all over Central Ohio. It was certainly the case in our game of the week tonight, Dom.
Yeah, you heard that game live on 97.1 The Fan. We're talking about the Warriors of Westerville North hosting the Pacers of Delaware Hayes. You know, Westerville North coming into the game, a young team, 1-3 on the year. Hayes 2-2 coming into the game, and it was senior night at Westerville North, and this was a defensive battle from the get-go. Delaware Hayes linebacker Owen Willis with the tackle for a loss. Defense setting the tone. Later in the first quarter, Delaware Hayes gets on the board first. Chase Sims showing off his leg. 35-yarder's good. Pacers led 3-0. Second quarter, North answers. Griffin Wolf says, hey, I can kick the ball too. Another 35-yarder, and we're tied at 3. This one a battle to the end with Westerville North going on to win 20-13 rather.
All right, next up, Don, we're going to head to Hilliard Davidson for the Wildcats hosting the Monarchs of Marysville. Davidson coming into this one 3-1 on the season. Marysville 2-2 so far. Monarchs, though, they were game for this matchup, certainly on the road against a tough squad and a tough place to play. 14-7 Wildcats at the half. Marysville, J.J. Henry goes for 30 yards, but that drive stalls. After that, Davidson gets it going. The touchdown pass now. This is Josh de Blasio to Caden Wyndham. Up top, and look at him coming right in your living room here.
Ooh.
Wyndham for the touchdown there. Then a tricky little two-point play brings us to our final as the Wildcats hold off that plucky, that's right, I said plucky, Marysville squad. 22-7 the final.
Plucky. Next up, we head to Pickerington North. The Panthers hosting the Cardinals of Thomas Worthington. Pick North off to a 3-1 start. Thomas Worthington 1-3 on the season. Big crowd on hand to see this one. And we'll pick it up in the first quarter. Pick North up 7-0. Worthington trying to come back. Sam Shankman to Trey Beagle, and he's gone. Well, he gets down to the 10, 80 yards on the play. That would lead to a field goal and a 7-3 game. But Pick North answers on special teams. Check out Grant Williams. Takes the punt, and they're not going to catch him. 80 yards for the touchdown. He brings it back. Panthers led 14-3, and they're not done. Now to the second quarter, and quarterback Jaron Mock on the keeper. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Into the end zone he goes. Pick North rolls 54-3.
All right, we're going to take you back to Hilliard and back in time. We had all those second half highlights. Now we're going to go our early game over in Hilliard. Bradley, the Jaguars, and a little fan right here hosting the Eagles of New Albany. Yeah, go Jaguars. Bradley, 3-1 on the year. New Albany, 1-3 so far this season. This is first half action. Power football. That's Jet Jurwers. He turns on the Jets, and the Eagles fly out to a 7-0 lead after that 75-yard jaunt right there. Bradley's Declan O'Neal. Then up top to Trey Paulius. This makes it 7 apiece. So we're tied up. The Jaguars are on their own side of the 50-yard line once again, and it's O'Neal once again. And this time, he's going to go up top. Cheerleaders love it. Jackson Nagel is on the receiving end of this one. It would set up a field goal that Xavier Love hit after he hauls this in. This is just a great catch, great play. Takes it down. Not a touchdown. Xavier Love needs his due. Bradley takes a 10-7 lead off of his foot. They take that into the break, but New Albany with the big second half in this. 34-17. Eagles win.
All right, Jeff, next up we head to Ohio Dominican. That's the home of the Watterson Eagles, hosting the Warriors of Harvest Prep. Watterson off to a perfect 4-0 start. Harvest Prep 2-2 on the year. Third quarter, Watterson's up 21-0, and Drew Belisari in for the touchdown, 28-0. Harvest Prep trying to rally. Colin Boff airs it out to John West for the touchdown, 28-7 game, but Watterson playing a good defense here. Warriors going for it on fourth down, and Joe Hayes, the interception. That would be it. Watterson wins at 36-6.
All right, how about we head to Bexley for this one? The Lions hosting the Braves of Whetstone. Bexley coming into the game 2-2 record. Whetstone off to a 1-3 start. A lot of teams in that situation, Dom, with a couple of wins, you can turn it all around, scratch back to 500 with a win. Zach Canterbury puts the home team up 7-0 with that 2-yard jaunt. Then the direct snap right there, a little Wildcat offense. Declan Feldman goes a yard. It's 14-0 Lions. Braves respond, though. Dom Straight drops back to pass. He throws it straight up top and straight into the hands of Carl Jenkins. Looks like the Buckeyes' Michael Jenkins there with that catch in the second quarter. Winding down, Bren Pukta plays a little plinko. Watch this. Bing, bing, bing. Caleb Krasno toes the line for the touchdown. Bexley over Whetstone, 28-14 the final.
It's like riding a bike. You're right back. You picked right up where you left off.
I've been watching you for years.
Oh, yeah. That'll take care of our first 6 games, but we are not done. We are far from done.
Highlights from 4 more games still on the way, including a rivalry game in Olentangy. First and 10 will be right back.
You know, Jeff, I don't have to tell you, there's nothing like high school football on a Friday night.
Well, it just means community through and through. Big deal for the players, the students, the fans, the cheerleaders, the band, the trainers, the managers, and certainly all the parents.
Yeah, no question about that. Parents love it. We love you parents. We get back into it, a rivalry game. Bears of Olentangy Berlin hosting the Pioneers of Olentangy Orange. Orange coming into the game with a perfect 4-0 record. Berlin looking for their first win of the year. They're 0-4, and they are fired up for this one tonight. Rivalry game, first quarter. And Olentangy Orange going to jump out. Check out Lucas Fickle running hard. That's the way Jeff Hogan used to do it. Refuses to go down, bulls his way into the end zone, 7-0. Second quarter, Orange comes back. Levi Davis wants to throw, goes to Jake Luling for the touchdown, and it's a 14-0 game. Olentangy Orange goes on to win 31-7. Just up the road, we head to Olentangy. The Braves hosting the Warhawks of Westerville Central. Braves coming into the game with a 3-1 record. The Warhawks 2-2 on the year. Smoke in the air. Third quarter, Olentangy's up 34-7. The Braves not done. Kevin King Fokuo in for the touchdown. The Braves led 41-7. Westerville Central trying to come back. Nate Miller airs it out, goes to Spencer Towles for the touchdown, 41-14, and they keep it going. Check out Omar Bangura. He's running hard, in for the touchdown, but that's as close as they get. Olentangy wins it 43-21.
Yeah, the all-name highlights there, Dom. Look at that go. Let's head to the City League now. Independence hosting the Bulldogs of South. Sixers of Independence off to a 2-2 start. Bulldogs come into this game with a 1-3 record, but somewhere Angela Pace is saying, woo, woo, woo. Bulldogs, she is loving it right now. Look at this, man, rumble. That's Rabarge Magnus for 35 yards. That's going to set up a Darren White Tyler touchdown. So good, he's got 3 names there. He takes it in from 7 yards out. 32-7 is the score at that point. Now, after a turnover on the ensuing kickoff, it is up to the big man, Tavian Washington. He go up top for that. He gets it from Maxwell Hereford for the touchdown. Bulldogs have some bite. Aaron Nelson, 11 yards to Carmelo Pennick. And this one's a wild one, 56-44 Independence. All right, finally, we're going to head to Columbus Academy hosting Worthington Christian. The Warriors and the Vikings coming off a big win over higher-ranked Dover last week. First win of their season. Second straight week, Academy hangs 40 on the board. And we say that because they scored all 40 in the first half before we got there. So Thomas Hardings for the Warriors, jump ball there to Cortland Haynes, 10-yard touchdown. And then Hardings to Dominic Ortega. That's a 12-yard TD. Ezra Steyer added another one for the final TD. So you're welcome, Worthington Christian, all the highlights of you. But Academy with the big win, 40-21.
Great job. That'll put a wrap on week 5 of First and 10. We'll be right back.